Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
Basically, when I reached out to these organizations, right away they opened up their doors and says, let's do it. We know the cause, we have the same beliefs, we have the same tiebacks personally to Ruidoso and what it's offered us.
The Permian Basin is giving back to Ruidoso through various relief efforts and organizations. In our top story tonight, we continue our coverage of the deadly New Mexico wildfires. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Laura Munt, and topping our news tonight, Governor Abbott has announced that he's deployed Texas emergency management resources to New Mexico in response to the Ruidoso wildfires. These resources will help with planning and public information to ensure that the safety of New Mexico residents. As of 8 o'clock this evening, the South Fork fire has burned over 16,000 acres, and the Salt Fire has burned over 7,600 acres. Both are still reportedly at 0% contained, and New Mexico State Police have confirmed at least 2 people have died from the wildfires. According to the sheriffs, it's still undetermined when the area will be safe for people to return.
We're doing roving patrols, providing the security welfare checks, escorting people in and out. We just ask that you be patient with us and try not to enter the evacuated areas because it causes a strain on everybody that's in there trying to protect our lands.
Over 1,000 firefighters are still helping fight this fire, the cause of which is still under investigation. And residents of Ruidoso have raised concerns after claims of break-ins throughout the town. However, according to the Village of Ruidoso Facebook page, there's only been 1 confirmed burglary. The village added that law enforcement agencies are actively patrolling the evacuated areas. And the people of the Permian Basin are lending a hand to the families, businesses, and first responders that have been affected by these wildfires. People are collecting water, food, and other essential supplies for people going through this challenging time.
Scrolling through TikTok and seeing all the horrific videos of the animals, the burning, the fires, and it was just too much to bear. I got emotional watching it, and I was thinking to myself, what would be a better way to put use of my network and my friends and the people that I know here in the Permian than to organize something and come together and give back.
There are several drop-off locations across our area, including American Safety Services, Southern Tire Mart, and Texam Pumps off of East I-20. And TLR Welding Fabricating off of I-20 West. You can find a full list of locations up on our website, cbs7.com. And other organizations are also helping Ruidoso, including the ICA Help Your Neighbor program. $100,000 were donated to wildlife disaster relief efforts. ICA owns the MCM Elegante Lodge and Suites in Ruidoso and said that this is the first time in 24 years that the property has been closed. But John Bushman, CEO of ICA, says that staff members are making their way back to that hotel and that it's important to give back to a beautiful community.
Simply because people need it. I don't care if you were burned out. I don't care if you had no skin in the game at all. If you had a home there or had a relative there or anything else, you were impacted and it cost money.
If you'd like to drop off a check donation, please make it out to Ruidoso, New Mexico Fire Relief Fund and drop them off at Music City Mall office, the MCM Elegante Hotel, the MCM Grande Fundome, or ICA corporate offices. We're going to take a pause now and talk your weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Tom Teller. Tom, it's almost Friday. It was a little rainy, a little chilly today. Are we going to see more of that this week?
Yeah, we're going to see a little more rain in our forecast as we move in towards the overnight hours. Let's go ahead and take a look at the radar at the present time and seeing the next batch of rain starting to move in across the Trans-Pecos area, now lifting north of Sanderson up towards the Fort Stockton area. What we had across the Permian Basin really starting to decrease a little bit, but expecting this to start to fill in as we have this large blob of showers. And occasionally a flash of lightning is showing up, so a rumble of thunder mixed in too with this as it does move off to the northwest. So we're expecting this to be on the increase as we move in towards the overnight hours across the mountain areas and then back into the Trans-Pecos and the Permian Basin. Never really saw too much get going in the way of showers across the Ruidoso area, but it's not that far away over towards Chavez County and Roswell, so that's going to start to move in overnight tonight and in towards tomorrow. Rainfall amounts so far have been light across the Permian Basin, have picked up nearly a quarter inch around the Alpine area, 17/100ths in and around the Dryden area, and we still have plenty of clouds. Temperatures are on the mild side into the mid-70s across many locations as humidity levels are up a little bit. About 70% humidity, and you can feel it out there across the area as we do have this east wind continuing to bring in that moisture across the area. And again, we're not done with the showers just yet. More moving in later tonight.
Thank you, Tom. We've got a developing story for you now out of Odessa. If you live in the area near Lindbergh Street, the city of Odessa says you might lose water service. The city says that there are several broken valves at 1142 Lindbergh that are causing a leak in the area. Crews are on scene and they're working to fix the valves, but it's unclear how long that will take. We've got an update for you now on a tank battery fire in Midland County that we first told you about earlier today. Here's that dramatic video right off of Garden City Highway near FM 1379. The highway was temporarily closed this morning while crews shut off high pressure lines. No injuries have been reported and the highway was reopened. And with 4th of July right around the corner, TxDOT is launching their Drive Sober, No Regrets campaign in an effort to reduce DUIs and alcohol-related crashes. According to a study from 2020 to 2022, Odessa ranked number 1 and Midland ranked number 2 in the state for the most fatalities due to alcohol-related crashes. TxDOT officials say that July and August are the deadliest months for drunk driving fatalities.
You take the time to think about if you even had one drink, to have someone designated to drive. That makes a huge difference in making it home and being home safe and having no regrets.
There will be an increase of police officers on the roads starting tomorrow through July 7th to help reduce DUI-related accidents. A DWI can result in fines of up to $17,000. In your education news now, over the past 2 weeks, the Texas Education Agency has released this year's STAR scores for individual students and for school districts, including ECISD and MISD. According to ECISD Superintendent Dr. Scott Murray, they've closed the gap between their scores and the state averages in 3rd and 7th grade reading, language arts, math, 8th grade math, and biology and U.S. history. Even with those improvements, Dr. Murray said they can always get better, but credits recent success to their teachers.
We have significantly improved the number of high-quality teachers that work with our students. We provided more supports to our teachers, better resources to our teachers. They have high-quality instructional materials in which to work with, which again is access to our students, have access to those high-quality resources.
In a news release sent out by MISD, it showed that the percentage of MISD students that were meeting grade level standards in reading increased in grades 4th through 7th. And according to reports released by TEA, there was a 6% increase in 4th grade. MISD also saw growth in 5th and 6th grade math with a 6 percentage point increase in 5th grade math. And Idea Public Schools has been recognized as one of the top schools in the state for their student performance on their STAR tests. The district was recognized by Educational Results Partnership and put on the state's honor roll. Idea Public Schools superintendent says they're honored to be recognized, and this shows their dedication to ensuring all students have access to quality education that prepares them for the future. In total, over 800 schools in Texas made the honor roll, or approximately 12% of the schools in the state. And according to the city of Midland, more than 67,000 people boarded an airline at Midland International Air and Spaceport during the month of May. This led to a 13% increase compared to May 2023. Out of the 67,000 people that flew from MAF, nearly 34,000 flew Southwest. 17,000 used American and almost 13,000 boarded United Airlines. MAF's newest addition to their flight plans, Delta, had 4,000 people. And there's been a 13% increase in the number of people traveling between May 2023 and May 2024. Overall, MAF has seen an increase of over 57,000 flyers between 2022 and 2024. Some oil and gas news for you now. Gas prices are beginning to rise as we get closer to July and Independence Day. Drivers in Midland are paying $2.98 a gallon, while drivers in Odessa can expect to pay around $2.92. People in El Paso are paying the most for gas, where the average price is $3.35. The lowest price is currently in Lubbock, where gas is only $2.78 per gallon. AAA reports that the state average is $3.05, and that's 10 cents less compared to around this time last year. And the national average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.45. Still ahead, we have the latest on the major storm surge that hit Texas, flooding homes and neighborhoods with up to 4 feet of water. As much as 10 inches of rain could fall in parts of southern Texas from Alberto. It's the first named storm of the hurricane season, and currently it's moving over Mexico. CBS News correspondent Dave Malkoff is on the coast in Corpus Christi.
The surf is rough and the wind howling in northeast Mexico as Alberto moves inland. The storm brought trees down and caused rivers to swell. Some drivers were rescued as the water rose. Alberto is also flooding parts of southern Texas.
We can show you just how waterlogged it is here in Corpus Christi. We've got a car back there that is underwater. We've also got, seconds ago, a car that came through here, and you can see the wake from that car that is still dripping here.
Those in the community were coming to each other's rescue as multiple vehicles stopped running in the high water.
Is this the first person you've helped out?
It is, because mine's stuck down there.
From above, the extent of the flooding becomes clear, with water now covering several city blocks.
We didn't think it'd get up as far, so.
Some kids took advantage of the new river. The water is thigh deep in some areas. Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Corpus Christi, Texas.
Well, back towards West Texas, starting to pick up some more rain. In fact, another quarter inch has come down in the Alpine area, and that rain is headed north. We'll get you up to date on that and show you it's going to be a drier, hotter weekend. Coming up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, take a look at rainfall amounts. We've picked up about a quarter inch over the past few hours in and around the Alpine area, now sitting at a half an inch there. Picking up a little bit more around Fort Stockton, 17,100 in the Dryden area, but a quick quarter inch over towards Marfa too, as we're seeing areas of rain continue to move across portions of the Trans-Pecos into the mountain areas, and this will be headed into the Permian Basin here over the next couple of hours or so. A rumble of thunder mixed in too, so don't be surprised if you hear that, as everything is moving off to the northwest. We have this large plume of moisture all associated with what's left of Tropical Storm Alberto, now a tropical depression down in central portions of Mexico, but it brought in all this moisture, and that's on the move to the west as high pressure to the northeast has been heating up the east coast, is going to move back to the southwest. So we're going to get back to the same old hot and dry conditions on the way for the weekend. We're also watching another tropical system that's going to move into the southwest Gulf of Mexico and see what happens with it early part of next week. Right now, it looks like it's going to take a more southerly track, but could mean more rain for portions of South Texas as they're starting to dry out a little bit after picking up nearly 10 inches of rain over the past couple of days in and around Rockport, just northeast of Corpus Christi. And they had all that flooding that we just saw that story on. Well, that's moving off to the northwest, so we're going to see this roll across tonight and then set up shop across portions of New Mexico tomorrow, so it may increase the flooding threat in and around those fires around Ruidoso, again, where they are looking at burn scars and lack of vegetation, so it doesn't take much for the water to run rather quickly. Temperatures again out there across the state, well, they're on the mild side out there because we are looking at those that area of tropical moisture moving across, raising humidity levels, and the rain too, helping cool things off at the present time. Now, taking a look at this future cast again, everything's going to move off to the northwest and into portions of New Mexico by the early morning hours as we'll start to break up the clouds, break out into some sunshine for tomorrow afternoon. Can't rule out an isolated shower, thunder shower. I think the best bet's going to be the lower Trans-Pecos and mountain areas, but one or two could pop up in the Permian Basin. We're going to keep about a 20% chance in the forecast, but I think we'll see more sunshine than anything else. And then moving the clock ahead towards Saturday, again, plenty of sunny skies and temperatures are going to start to go back up. So for the rest of tonight, here's what we're looking at. Off and on showers in the forecast, probably clearing out by the morning hours. Down to 70 with plenty of humidity to deal with, but by tomorrow afternoon we start to see the sun move into the area. About a 20% chance of a shower, but some warmer temperatures on the way, and things really start to warm up for the weekend as we'll see temperatures flirting with triple digits as we move in towards next week. And we're going to say goodbye to the rain and hello to the mostly sunny skies through the forecast next week.
Coming up next, find out how you can make sure that homebound seniors are comfortable and cool this summer. That's up next.
It may not feel like it right now, but the temperatures are once again going to rebound well back into triple-digit heat, which can be dangerous for seniors who may be homebound. And joining us now to talk more about this and what you can do to help is Kathleen Kerwin-Haney and Tracy Ritten with Senior Life Midland. Thank you both for your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And so we're talking about the annual fan drive and also the importance that it has in our community for those that you serve. Can you talk about this event and what exactly is the fan drive?
Sure, I'll jump on in. So every year we have our annual fan drive, and basically our seniors really struggle with the summer brutal heat that we all kind of, hate the hot summer heat. But our seniors really struggle. So oftentimes they can't afford to run the air conditioner, or their air conditioners are broken and they can't afford to fix them. And many of the seniors on Meals on Wheels have dementia, and they oftentimes forget to turn their air conditioners on. But if they have a fan, our volunteers who deliver meals will just remind them when they deliver meals, hey, let's go ahead and turn that fan on. And, it's dangerous to be overheated and hot. So we hand them a bottle of water and turn their fan on. So we collect literally hundreds of fans every year during this annual event.
And there's such a need in our community. Tracy, can you talk about the need that you have experienced with your organization over the years?
So every single year, our fan drive is so vital to making sure our seniors are well taken care of and that have resources that they need. And those needs do increase all the time. It has become very difficult for many of our seniors to be able to afford electricity or to be able to afford to run their air conditioner. Sometimes air conditioners break and they can't afford to have them fixed. So as we see the cost of inflation and the cost of our community going up, the needs for fans for our seniors also increases. So we will be at our Senior Life Midland building here at 3301 Sinclair Avenue between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. You can go anywhere you would like to, purchase a fan and bring it by to our office where we will be here to accept those fans. We'll have West Texas Radio Group and our wonderful partner at CBS7 out there to kind of help encourage people to come by and encourage them to bring fans.
And Kathleen, your organization, Senior Life Midland, volunteers are very important to your organization. Can you talk about the need to also help not only with fans, but also with Meals on Wheels in general?
We would not be able to do what we do without volunteers. Meals on Wheels is very volunteer intensive. It takes about 50 volunteers every weekday to help us do the Meals on Wheels program. And so we ask anybody who has the time to come and help deliver Meals on Wheels or help prep and package in the kitchen. It only takes about an hour, and it's so rewarding. You know exactly what you did to help a senior in need. And so it's a lot of fun. Come join us. And also for the fan drive, I'd like to say if you can't make it out, you can still help. You can get online, go to seniorlifemidland.org and just press the donate button and, get on there. You can buy a fan for very inexpensive and, join us. There's so many ways to help be engaged to help a senior in need in our
So important to be able to give to this great cause. The fan drive happening this weekend on Saturday, 9 to noon. Be sure and help out if you can at all. Kathleen Kerwin-Haney and Tracy Ritten with Senior Life Midland. Thank you both for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Tom, before we go, tomorrow will not be a rough day in the office. That's because June 21st celebrates National Take Your Dog to Work Day.
Okay.
It seeks to encourage people to adopt animals from the shelters. However, some companies celebrate Take Your Dog to Work Day every day. Petco and PetSmart both have animal-friendly policies for their employees, and Amazon has also jumped on the trend and started allowing workers to bring in their pets. Studies have actually shown that pet-inclusive policies can sometimes have some positive effects on work environments. You like that? I thought that was good. You got the rough day and positive. You got to work those in anytime you're talking about
a lot of good dogs. Look at that, a good long-haired dachshund there being taken to work.
Thanks for joining us tonight for CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW. We've got more news coming up tonight at 10.